It's Thursday, March the 9th. Crackdown on jobless. Hard times for fat man. Fayed loses tiny jewels. He blames it on the cold. Dome improved. Now it's just quite shit. Please welcome this millennium's main attraction, Mr. Ian Lee.
Hello there. To meet you. Hello and welcome to the 11 o'clock show. What costs a tenner and has been entered by a million punters? A Prozzy's arse, I hear you cry. No, it's the Millennium Dome. I'll stop there. The people are flooding in because now it's in safe hands. French hands. Hands stained with nicotine and snail juice. And French man's cum. Yeah, it's been turned around by Frenchman Pierre-Yves Gerbeau. As soon as he arrived, he said he was going to war. And in typical French fashion, immediately surrendered, then hid in a cellar for 4 years. But at least he's brought a French touch to the body zone. Now it's got armpit hair and a mistress. There's more like this, don't worry. Inside it, male staff will steal your girlfriend, tell her they love her, screw her on Oscar Wilde's grave, then leave her penniless and pregnant at a Sea Link terminal. Not funny, but actually happened to me once. And he's brought in some more realistic zones for the family. There's the "this isn't Alton Towers dad zone," the "why do I only see you at weekends dad zone," and of course the "why is mummy playing horsey with the other man dad zone." The Saucy Frog has even added an erogenous zone. I went yesterday, spent ages trying to find it, gave up in the end. Enough of this dome doolally. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Daisy Donovan.
Hello there. Now, who does this Michael Douglas think he is? He's coming over as a UN ambassador to tell us that war is a bad thing. And he's saying actors didn't start the war in Bosnia. I say, where's the evidence? And this from a man who plays golf with Catherine Zeta-Jones. Mike, you're wasting valuable shagging time.
Thanks very much, Daisy. Another issue cleared up there. Brilliant. Now...
Before you ask, here's what's coming up on tonight's show. Television's favourite journalist, Ricky Gervais, gives his topical news roundup. And Danny Boy reports from Melbourne.
I'll be reporting on the basics of Formula One racing.
And later on, I'll be discussing the topic of rudeness. You twats.
But now it's time for the headlines. Today's top stories.
Football clubs are to take part in an initiative to teach teenage boys safe sex. The advice will include techniques on dribbling, ball control and diving in the box.
A court in Italy has ruled that it is legal to have sex in the back of a car. The decision has been hailed as the Spirito di Conto.
Liam Gallagher has bottled out of the proposed fight with Robbie Williams as he thinks the idea is too childish. However, he hasn't ruled out a wedgies competition.
Education Minister David Blunkett sets out a new way of raising money for schools. He's walking to the North Pole for charity.
Prostitutes in London are to go on strike. They have a long list of demands and say that at the moment they're basically being shafted.
A spokesman for the girls has said that they are going to down tools at midnight, although punters are hoping that they'll opt for a go-slow policy.
Gail Porter has been talking about the split with Prodigy's Keith in the tabloids. She bears her soul on page 17, her heart on page 18 and her arse on page 19.
Scientists have created a mouse that can produce human eggs to help infertile women. Early experiments resulted in a genetically perfect baby, but sadly it was eaten by a cat.
Surgeons have successfully rebuilt the face of Diana's ex-bodyguard. They described the operation as a Lewinsky, just a screw in the mouth and 2 nuts on his chin.
And that's the headline news.
The world's Formula One season kicks off in Australia this weekend. Melbourne hasn't seen so many white knuckles, sweaty helmets and horrendous spills since 1994's one-off hardcore edition of Neighbours.
Our sports correspondent Danny Boy slid himself into a tight cockpit to present us this report.
The smell of burning rubber. It's either a romantic night in with Frank Boff or the start of the Formula One season. After 3 gruelling months on the beaches of Monaco, the drivers returned to the starting grid this Sunday for the Melbourne Grand Prix. It's the intellectual highlight of the year for Australians, who plan to mark the occasion with the unveiling of a new syllable to go along with ah, ye and mate. Millions will tune in this Sunday hoping to see this dull Finn do backflips and Michael Schumacher continue his challenge for second least popular German in history after this woman. Schumacher has already proved that he's one German you can't stop occupying the polls. Perhaps this will be the man to stop him. Name, Eddie Irvine. Address, number 1 Easy Street. Occupation, lucky bastard. Seeded, every girl he's ever met. After things turned sour at Ferrari, Eddie turned down the chance to ride with Jordan, despite the lure of these expensive body parts. But with the new Jaguar team, he'll still be hoping for a finish somewhere in the top 2. This year, racecourse designers have created far more challenging courses. With this particularly windy track at Hockenheim, this dramatic course at Imola, and this rather controversial design at Monza. The former champions Benetton stand little chance of winning anything this year. The best they can hope for is a major fatal pile-up to boost their new advertising campaign. Meanwhile, young British superstar Jenson Button has been warned against the promotion of cigarettes. If he fails to comply, his father will lock him up in a room and make him smoke a whole pack. To the dedicated fan, the Melbourne Grand Prix is more than just a televised headache. But with several teams threatening to cause an upset, this promises to be the closest race outside of Devon. This is Danny Boy for the 11 o'clock show, Melbourne, Australia.
There are currently many benefits available to the unemployed. Housing benefit, child benefit, and the benefit of being able to watch every episode of Columbo off your nuts on a cocktail of skunk and curry pot noodle.
But this could all stop after the government announced its war on benefit fraud. Gordon Brown's asking us all to do our bit by keeping our eyes open for, as he's dubbed them, the gyro shits.
So, can you be sure your neighbour isn't a dole cheat? Find out with this simple test. Your neighbour calls round your house. Does he ask to borrow
A, your lawnmower.
B, your national insurance number and a false beard?
Your neighbour's been off work for 6 months on disability benefit. Does he spend his days...
A, in agony on the sofa waiting desperately for physiotherapy?
Or B, breakdancing on the lawn with his mates from Job Club?
Your neighbour has a disabled parking space outside his house. Is it for
A, his buckled son Kevin's rubbing Reliant.
B, his transit van packed with knocked-off DVDs and knocked-up refugees?
While he's round, he asks you to help him complete his benefit form. Does he want to know...
A, how to spell incapacity?
Or B, if there's any box he can take for free Super Kings and Dick Mags?
Your neighbour asks you for financial advice. Does he want to know
A, the pros and cons of PEPs over endowments.
B, will he get more money if he cuts little Duncan's ear off?
During the school holidays, your neighbour asks if your kids are free to...
A, go with them on a family trip to the beach.
Or B, pop round and lay in his bed for 10 minutes until the man in the suit has gone.
You chat to your neighbour over the garden fence. Does he talk to you?
A, about the pressures of work and being overlooked for that all-important promotion.
B, in a Scouse accent.
Now, if you answered mostly A's, then your neighbours are a respectable family.
Mostly B's, and at least you know where to get your hands on a 5 litres for £1.
And that was our Is Your Neighbour a Dole Cheat test.
There are only 2 good things to have come out of Reading, and our next guest isn't either of them. Please give him a warm welcome, lukewarm, because we can't bring ourselves to. It's Ricky Gervais.
Nice and sweet and does it. Nice and sweet and does it. Does it everyone's
Brilliant! It's Ricky Gervais's bit. Brilliant.
Lee Donovan. Well, it's a serious bit. Serious subject. You've seen a lot in the papers, particularly today, about scroungers and beggars and that. And they've been having a go at the Romanian ones that have come over. And they're claiming benefit. And they're doing like a 9 to 5 outside the tube station begging with a baby, right? But at least they've got off their arse and come over and do it themselves. What I object to is the ones that beg from thousands of miles away. Do you know what I mean? And they're getting organised charities to do it for them, like Live Aid and like Water Aid, where it's Bono doing all the stuff. They're just sitting there lazy. Do you know what I mean? And you get all this, just £20 will feed and clothe one of them. What sort of clothes and food do you get for that? I mean, rubbish, do you know what I mean? Think what you could do with that 20 quid. You could buy pints and scratch cards, and you're not using it to like just stay alive. You're actually enjoying it. And now they've started using big ad campaigns to help them. Like I remember one. It was in the broadsheets. It had Cabbage Patch doll, £38.50, and a picture of one of them. Then underneath, Little Suki, £16 a month, and a picture of a 10-year-old random girl. I've worked it out. If she lives till she's 18, you've paid 1,500 quid. You've paid for the Cabbage Patch doll outright. See? Think before you give blindly. That's all I'm saying. And there was a little form to fill out. I sent 40 quid, because it was Christmas. And I said, please send me my Cabbage Patch doll. Because the queues are murder in Reading in Christmas.
Sorry, Ricky.
That's actually, I'll just say, it's a wonder you two haven't been sent a food parcel. Why are they so skinny when you think of the calories in spunk?
Stop! Stay there!
That's it for part one. Still to come, the Sun's showbiz insider Ali Ross dishes the dirt.
But straight after the break, we've got classic clips of Dirty Pits getting shafted. You don't want to miss it.
1984, and the miners are split on whether to strike. Scargill says yes. Their pretty wives say no. The women need the wages for perfume and puddings, but the men just want to fight. Hit him! Get up! Buy a belt, fatso! How did you ever fit in the pit?
That was 1984. This is the year 2000 on Thursday, the 9th of March, and you're watching the 11 o'clock show.
Coming up, Paul Garner reports on benefit cheats. But first, it's time for another look at tonight's headlines.
Blair goes to Scottish Parliament. MPs say, OK, the new Labour.
Gordon Brown forces people back to work. He's going to get his cock out on This Morning.
Michael Douglas to be UN ambassador. World population set to double.
Daisy, did you see that Edwina Curry just got a huge payout just because somebody was rude about
What,
her?
that needle-nosed little gargoyle with the face of a snake?
I'm going to stop you there, Daisy, because you're being rude, like I just said. And apparently everyone in Britain is getting ruder. But is it really true? I went to Manchester to find out.
In today's society, money, good looks and health have been voted as the three most important values in a person. But what place do old-fashioned virtues such as politeness have in today's Britain? I've come here to fucking Manchester to talk to a load of moody bastards about it. What does being polite actually mean?
Being polite, just being kind to people, nice, not swearing at them. And
What's the difference between being rude and being gay?
I don't know what the difference is between rude and gay.
You rude?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
How many swear words do you know?
A lot, mate.
Let's hear them. Let's list them all. Let's go count them. Come on.
Fucking lot.
Let's count them. Okay, so let's hear it.
What? Bollocks. I don't like that one. You don't want to get into the sea. It's offensive, I think.
We know the C word.
That man, that's right. Bollocks. Prick, dick, dickhead, wanker, fucker.
That's 7.
Bastard.
Talking with your mouth open. How rude is that?
10.
That's really rude.
Yeah.
You would never talk with your mouth open.
No, I would never do it, no. Okay. What about cock? Yeah. What about cock?
So you got up to 10 now. Let's see. Come on, let's get some more. You said you knew thousands. Let's have them.
I meant 10.
Chuffering, you could have had. Jap's eye. Pubis. How would you react to rudeness if someone was rude to you?
Nothing.
You're actually not.
Or press the nose against the face really quite hard. It makes their eyes water.
Yeah.
Trust me.
You push their nose against their face.
Got to demonstrate.
No, on the lady, yes.
Get the back of the head and you press the side.
No, you actually. That look horrible.
Yeah, my best friend Warren showed me that.
What's the rudest thing you've ever done?
If you want me to tell the truth, actually, my mate Ian back in London, I pooed in a bag, yeah, and I got him to put his hand in because I told him it's a computer remote control thing. That was pretty disgusting. I was only about 11.
So this is right. You shat in a bag, told your friend it was a computer remote control in it, and he put his hand in and grabbed it.
He loved it, yeah.
So there we have it. While being polite costs nothing, it appears I'm going to be well out of pocket at this rate. Flange, tit-fuck, arse sex. This has been Ian Lee, the 11 o'clock show, Manchester.
Daisy, please tell us about tonight's guest, I beg of thee.
I will do. As the man behind the Sun's UK Confidential column, no celeb's safe from his savage pen. He's given us the gossip on Graf and Agassi, Emma Noble's pregnancy, and he can smell a scandal at 50 paces. He's got a nose for news and both ears to the ground. Please welcome Ali Ross.
Thanks very much for joining us. Now, you're the king of gossip and celebrity scoops. We want the lowdown on all the showbiz sleaze. Now, Claudia Schiffer and Tim Jeffries look set to marry this summer. Is this relationship a sham?
A £60 million fortune. I think she's in it for keeps, don't you?
Do you think she's in it just for the Mushwani Pastani?
No. I'm sure it figured in her thinking. Oh, he's a good-looking guy, you know, he's great personality.
But he's got 60 million.
Yeah.
Fair play. I think I'd probably turn for that. What about her relationship with David Copperfield, though? Was that a sham? He's an ugly monobrow, basically, isn't he?
He's got a magic wand. He's got a magic wand.
Was she enjoying watching things pop out of his magic wand? Is that the...
It's one of those ones that it flops.
Right. Goes hard again.
What about Chris Evans? Because he jumps from girl to girl. Do you think that he was really having a relationship with Mel Sykes, or was that a PR stunt?
No, I think he was in like Flynn.
Really?
Yeah, that'd be my guess.
What about any
Halliwell.
of his recent flings? Jerry Halliwell? No.
Yep.
That is not genuine. A week?
How long do you want with Jerry Halliwell?
So
Not very long at all, actually. She's a bit rough.
OK, well, moving away from that, Max Beasley said last weekend that he was worried about the coke epidemic sweeping through the media. Are most of our favourite telly stars off their tits most of the time?
Apparently.
Apart from Ian.
No, only the ones that work in children's TV, I think.
Here's the question we want to know. Is coke the new gay?
I haven't tried either, I don't know.
It's a bit, you know, a big trendy thing. Oh, yeah, I'm just checking to the Priory for a bit. Oh, I'm a bit worn out. It just seems everyone seems to be doing it. I'm going to have a crack this weekend. Some crack this weekend. I don't know.
Your latest target in your column is the lovely TV presenter Donna Eyre. Why do you always pick on her?
I picked on her twice.
OK, what's she done wrong? Give an example.
She asked the cause how they met.
She never did. Very clever.
Yeah.
That is brilliant.
Tell me I'm wrong picking on her for that.
No, fair play. I think she deserves everything she gets for that.
Are you collecting anecdotes about her? Does she do it often?
Yeah, anyone's got any Donna Eyre anecdotes?
Let's send them over.
Yeah.
What about stars who keep their hands clean? Who would you love to get a scoop on, and what would you like them to be doing?
What would be your biggest dream scoop?
Anthea Turner, she's clean. What would you like her to be
Animals are always good. Animals work for me.
Bit of skag. Bit of skag.
Yeah, I'll take that as well, yeah.
I'd like to see Charlie Dimmock creating a water feature over Alan Titchmarsh's face. That would be a scandal, I think.
Liam won't fight Robbie because he says it's illegal and childish. Is he just a wimp?
Well, he's a guy, I mean, Liam doesn't like doing illegal things. He's never been childish. So he's
Really
probably just a big wuss, isn't he?
He would never do anything criminal, apart from their new album, which is shit.
Now, we try to think about the ultimate scoop, what that might be for you. So can we tempt you with this? Liam, Queen Mum and Al Fayed and Buckhouse Coke Rom.
Ladies and Ali Ross. Cheers, Dave. Thanks so much. They say there are two sides to every story, but I've read Mr. Greedy 100 times and I couldn't find any hidden subtext at all.
But real life is far more complex than a tale of a purple oval eating pies. Here's a look at the up and downy world of good news and bad news in this week's Good News, Bad News.
Good news.
5 members of England's 1966 football squad received MBEs at Buckingham Palace. Bad news.
They celebrated by letting off a fire extinguisher and punching the Queen in the mouth. Good news.
The government has announced plans for 1 million new homes. Bad news.
They're all going to be in Dunstable.
Good news.
The hard shoulder is to be used as a 4th lane on motorways to ease congestion. Bad news.
For Gillian Tailforth, she'll have to give blowjobs at 70 miles an hour.
Bad news.
James Hewitt got drunk and tried to recreate Diana's death crash. Good news.
He's going to give it another go.
Good news.
Chemists will be allowed to sell the morning after pill to underage girls. Bad news.
The bottle's got a child-proof cap. Bad news.
The 6-year-old boy who shot a classmate has been given a 90-day suspension from school. Good news.
If it happens again, he's out.
Good news.
Farmers are to receive special payments for being kind to animals. Bad news.
They get an extra £1 each time they bring off a sheepdog.
And that was this week's Good News, Bad News. Gordon Brown's most dramatic crackdown on benefit cheats dominated today's front pages.
Here's Paul Garner with a special report.
You might recognise some of the faces here. Hey, it's the 11 o'clock show offices here in London. Why am I here? It's the place where I work. That's right, I work for a living. Unlike the millions of people in this country who'd rather cheat the system than get off their fat asses and find a job. I'm talking about the balls on the buttocks of Britannia, the benefits cheats.
Well, Cliff and I came down for a few last night, then shared a cab home. It's quite a nice night.
Excuse me, everybody. Who's having a drink? These ones are on me, all right?
Hang on a minute, Bill. Yeah. Where'd you get all that cash? I thought you were on the dole.
Well, I'm on a dole, Paul, but, you know, I do a few jobs here and there for a bit of phony, do you know what I mean? But do us a favour. Keep it yourself, mate.
Will I fuck? It's wankers like this that we, the hard-working British middle classes, are paying for to prop up bars across the country. This working-class hero's done about as many honest days' work in his life as a Scouser. And it's people like you and me who end up picking up the bill.
We stick them on an island somewhere and bomb the whole bloody lot of them. Be done with it. Here in Guildford, Social Services Officer Peter Hammond has the unenviable task of working out which claims for benefit are genuine and which are bogus.
Peter's first appointment is with Marilyn Spears, who claims she needs more money and a larger council flat to house her growing family.
So you have 4 children at the moment, one's due in July, congratulations on that. Your husband or partner, are they in regular employment at all?
No. My boyfriend, Barry, he had an accident on machines at work, so he's on disability.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Can't you see me? She's a single mum, for Christ's sake. She sits in here with her satellite telly and her hundreds of bloody kids. They should stick them pandas from London Zoo in here for a couple of weeks. They'd have no problem breeding here, would they? As long as they could fit into a football shirt and work a CB.
Come on, you lot, let's get out of this. Seen enough of this.
It looks like a totally innocent game of football, doesn't it? But one of these tossers out here jumping about like a gazelle is Marilyn's boyfriend Barry. That's right, the one who's claiming disability allowance. Let's go and see what this prick's got to say for himself. Right, which one of you's Barry Simmons? Come on.
Yeah, that's me, why?
Bloody Christopher Reeve, are we? Scavenging money off the state. Come on, you're coming back to work.
Fucking idiot! Do you think it's easy operating a lathe like this?
OK, so you won't be right all of the time. But your help in pointing the finger at benefits cheats means the government have the muscle to start giving the elbow to those who don't deserve the handouts. This is Paul Garner for the 11 o'clock show in Surrey.
Sorry, Miss Sybil, that's nearly all from tonight's show.
Before we go, we have exclusive footage revealing the secret recipe of Vanessa Feltz's liquid diet. And we'll leave you now with Ricky Gervais's A to Z of news. Tonight, the letter M. Good night.
Macedonia, Yugoslavia, whatever it's called now. Military action, start of a war. Moldova. Is that a real country? Mongolia. That is. Mir space station. They bought that second hand, didn't they? Morocco. Always get them in the World Cup sweepstake, don't you? Or Saudi Arabia. Mad cow disease. Maggie Thatcher. Mad cow. See? Molam. She's the one with the big podgy face and the headband and the earrings. Or was that Simon Le Bon? Milligan. Stephen. Tory MP. Found dead. Bag on his head. Orange in his mouth. Laced with amyl nitrate. Wearing tight. I'll be honest, I think he was wanking. Michael Hutchins, George Michael, Millennium, Mattersons.